Hi, I'm Nikki Buckley, and an extra special treat on Talk to the Animals this week because this gorgeous girl is letting me share some of her bath secrets. I'll tell you what, this is amazing. Also on the show this week, it's cats galore as Dr. Chris gives us some top tips on cat care.
Now, do cats really have 9 lives?
James meets the new kids on the block.
G'day, gorgeous.
And what pooches get up to when they're hanging out with their mates.
You gonna give Sprocky a hug? Oh, that's very nice.
Okay, now we've got Bong Su, Metkapa, Kulab, Namoy and Dokun. And I sure hope I've got their names right because otherwise I could be in big, big trouble. It's not quite the real thing, but this tropical corner of Melbourne Zoo is a little taste of Thailand, and it's home to 5 very special Thai elephants. Bong Su is the bull, the undisputed boss. A bit of a wuss though when it comes to getting his trunk wet. The girls, on the other hand, are big softies. I can't believe she's just laying here like this, it's amazing.
She's nice and relaxed.
Yeah. It's bath time with Keeper Tully, a daily ritual that's about more than keeping clean.
Elephants need a good scrub to lift any dead skin that comes up.
Yeah.
You're giving her a nice big rub because she loves that, but also ingrown hairs, anything that
Really?
might
They get
be...
ingrown hairs?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
pimples and
absolutely,
things?
yeah.
Metkapa is lapping up all the attention. She is totally relaxed.
We've got one of our elephants who actually is known to fall asleep during her wash down, so it's really good quality time for the keeper and for the elephant as well.
What an unforgettable experience and what a privilege being this close. And is an elephant skin really as tough as an old boot? Absolutely. It's rough, it's kind of sandpapery and the hair is really wiry. I didn't actually notice that they had hair, but up close they've got hair. Steve's doing his bit dishing out treats at the other end. And when your client's on the large size, there are plenty of spots that need checking. Don't forget the Tootsies, boys. Yep. And the other one? Ooh, nice. Zoos will always face controversy about keeping these majestic wild animals in captivity. But visitors clearly love elephants. What an awesome mix of massive brute strength and such tenderness. The language that you use when you're speaking to them, is that Thai?
It's a mixture of different words. We've got some Thai words, some Malaysian words, some English words and also some made-up words. And the idea is that we have a training language and there's no confusion. The elephants know what we are asking of them and we certainly don't get confused as well.
They might be big show-offs for the public, but these girls are also doing their bit for elephant conservation. At hundreds of dollars each, elephant artwork is raising some serious dollars. Well, I think we need a bit of green in there, seeing as I'm wearing green and maybe if she splashes it on me.
It won't show up as much.
We won't see it.
Here we go.
What
go
a classic.
Good. Good girl.
Oh, good girl. Now, do you think she can actually differentiate with the colours?
As far as we know, elephants don't see in the same colour spectrum as we do. But it's more about the action of painting and giving them the freedom on the canvas as well, as you can see.
So they're water-based paints, they're going to wash out all right?
They are, yeah. Everything's non-toxic.
She's a heavy breather.
She gets very excited.
What a masterpiece. Back at the pool, Bong Su has finally ventured into the water. And the boys are on their way with some icy cold watermelon. Shot putting skills come in handy when you're a zookeeper. And check out that strength as he demolishes his prize. Now, Tully, some of the fellas would love working with 4 big, powerful women all day. Have you got anything to say to them?
Well, I guess the key is not to let the women rule you. You've got to be in charge.
Got that one, boys? So Sorry, boys, I think we know exactly who's in charge. First up on Woolworths Pet of the Week is Miss Chloe, a well-groomed poodle supporting an excellent cause, Pink Ribbon Day. Talk about opposites attract, meet Sky the cute kitten and her pal Stumpy the bearded dragon. If we didn't see it, we wouldn't believe it. And finally, it's Kimber the Ridgeback puppy. We weren't surprised to hear he never sits still. But it looks like our judges couldn't resist Sky and her mismatched mate. That's a Total Care accessories pack worth $300 on its way to this lovely little lady. And if you think your furry friend's a star, then why not send in their photos, or better yet, a home video. Check out our website for more details.
Now, do cats really have 9 lives? Well, after some of the moggies I've seen over the years, yes, including you could convince me the answer is yes. And even though they might be as tough as nails, they still need plenty of TLC just to keep things purring along. Or meowing.
So what are the cat commandments? Kittens are soft and fragile and survive best if they can stay with their mum for at least 6 weeks. Make sure they have a warm and secure place to sleep and lots of toys to keep them entertained.
Now, to de-sex or not to de-sex, it's an incredibly hard question, especially when you see how cute these little guys are. But did you realise that in just 7 years, one female cat and her offspring can produce thousands of kittens? I like you guys, but I couldn't handle thousands of you.
De-sexing is a must, as sadly every year around Australia, over 30,000 cats have to be put down because they're neglected or abandoned. It's a simple 10-minute operation for male cats, about 30 minutes for females. It means they're sterile, they can't breed, and hopefully there'll be no more unwanted cats.
In fact, you could say de-sexing reassigns your cat's priorities from being the neighbourhood Casanova to being a more calm and caring house cat.
We all know that cats' claws can be weapons of mass destruction. And from a very young age, cats love to scratch. Scratching is a natural behaviour to keep their claws in good condition and to mark their territory by leaving the scent from their paws.
So you're probably not going to be able to stop cats from scratching, but you can compromise. One of these, or better still, a couple of them, could prevent your furniture being torn to shreds. Cats consider themselves their own personal stylists. In fact, it's fair to say that cats are devoted self-groomers.
But they still need brushing. The longer the hair, the more grooming required, mainly to get rid of knots that can be painful and uncomfortable, and more importantly, to help prevent fur balls. If fur balls are interfering with digestion or causing constipation, try specially designed foods that should help ease the problem. Finally, be aware pets are great actors, instinctively hiding any signs of sickness. If your pet stops eating, sleeps more than it usually does, or lacks energy, if it stops grooming itself, or if it eats more grass than usual, something could be up. So check with your vet.
So okay, these little guys may not have 9 lives, but with a few simple steps, you can make sure your cat's one life is a happy and healthy one. Oh, Cody, it's awful. Yep, flatulence. It's a fact of life if you own a dog, but some dogs can be more on the nose than others.
So, here are some tips. Firstly, diet. Check their dry food contains mostly meat protein and not the vegetable kind.
Now, vegetable protein is a lot harder to digest, meaning your dog's going to produce a lot more gas.
Also, don't let them overeat or change their diet suddenly. This will only increase the problem. Exercise is also helpful because it gets everything moving and keeps the smells outside instead of inside.
And if all else fails, then these could be a very handy last resort. And of course, a full vet check will ensure that the problem isn't something as sinister as that smell. Oh, Cody. Awful.
Goats have lived and worked with humans for around 10,000 years, making them the first domesticated animal in the world. Anne-Marie Monda at Sutton Grange Organic Farm has a tremendous affection for her gentle and curious friends.
I think goats make beautiful pets. They're intelligent, inquisitive, sensitive, love a cuddle. They learn their names very easily.
Now this is a working dairy farm with 80 hectares of open rolling plains, but it feels more like a goat holiday resort.
We actually have to allow the animal to live the behaviour that it would normally experience as close as possible to in the wild. We have to treat them in a respectful and caring way. That's part of organic farming.
Anne-Marie's affection runs so deep that every goat is referred to by its individual name, and every goat answers to the calling. Goaties!
That's a nice pitch you've got there.
Thank you very much. Are they all the same breed?
The white ones that you can see are Sarnen.
Sarnet?
And the black ones are British Alpine.
And they're grouped by family as well?
Yes,
So
that's
what
right.
are the families you've got?
We've got Onyx over here. She's just had a daughter called Lapis, so that's sort of the precious stone family. And we've got the Shakespearean women. And we've got the herb family. We've got
parsley, sage, rosemary and thyme?
No, we've got caraway, chervil and sage.
Oh, nice. These guys are 1 week old.
They're 1 week old, so you can pop that one on the ground and I'll get you the next one.
Much bigger than I expected. There you go. I know.
This is a little doe.
Little doe. Look
Have a
at
little
you.
cuddle at it.
G'day, gorgeous. Female goats are referred to as does or nannies. Boys are bucks and billies. And they originally came to Australia with the first fleet in 1788.
And it's true, they eat an incredible variety of plants. They'll eat St John's wort, cat's ear, corkscrew, stork's bill, and all the sheep farmers go, wow. Have a look at the top palate. There's no teeth at the top.
Yeah.
And then right at the back,
They look sharp.
you've got teeth at the bottom and the top. Can you see that in there?
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
We could. You want to get involved too, do you? They are very affectionate, you are right.
They bring up their cud and bring it back up into their mouth after it's been down in their stomach, and they chew it again.
It's a great sound for a farmer, isn't it, Lorraine?
It's a fantastic sound. It's wonderful. It makes me smile. A goat needs shelter. It's got no fat under the surface of its skin, which means it can't keep warm like those other animals can.
My feet are wet. It's the joy of farming, I suppose.
I love it.
No matter what the weather.
Yep, you're out there in it.
The goat is a very versatile animal, and that's why it's so popular across the world. We get Angora, cashmere and mohair from goats, but these girls, they're all milkers.
One goes on the right-hand teat and one goes on the left-hand teat.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Okay.
Straight up there,
Yep, straight up.
like that,
That's right.
and
Like that. Beautiful.
easy.
Good.
So how many litres from 60 girls?
About 130.
And that's over 2 milking.
And that's over 2 milking. So we do a milking in the morning at 5:30 and a milking at night at 4 o'clock.
So we get these girls out, next city.
Yep, let's do it. Okay, ladies, just a bit of order.
I tell you what, if I was a goat, this is exactly the kind of place I'd like to be living.
Did you know that alpacas don't have teeth, horns, hooves or claws? To defend themselves, alpacas spit and kick, and although they have a bad reputation, they rarely spit at people. A baby alpaca is called a cría, which comes from the Spanish word for creation. And how cute are they? Alpacas and llamas are related and can successfully crossbreed. Alpaca fibre is used for making knitted and woven items, much as sheep's wool is used. Alpacas are native to South America, and Peru, Bolivia and Chile are still home to the largest percentage of alpacas in the world.
Every dog needs to break out occasionally, don't they, Aniki? Hang out with some old mates, meet some new faces, try some tricks, and that's where the Big Dog Day Out comes in.
I think a day like today is a great opportunity to say, look, dogs are good companions.
Elizabeth White is Chief Executive of Dogs Victoria, the hosts of today's get-together.
And you can see dogs here that are well socialised, well trained, very healthy and look loved and love their families. And that's the message we want to get out. Dogs are good things to have.
Some dogs get straight down to getting to know each other. Others really let their hair down, while members of Dogs Victoria put on a show for the public.
Good boy. Stop. Go round.
Normally, the KCC park on the outskirts of Melbourne is for members only. But today, 500 visitors and their dogs joined in the fun.
Gypsy, gypsy, gypsy.
While Gypsy works off some energy chasing the lure, those in line can't wait for their turn. The Matson family is a great example of what this day is all about.
Yay! Good girl.
So how much training has Gypsy done for today's event?
Absolutely none. This is her first time ever.
I love her. She's the best.
What does she do to you every morning and every night?
Oh, every night she comes up on her bed and says goodnight to us.
While the lure chasers work off some steam, little Sprocket prefers to save his energy. But there's more to these two than meets the eye.
Well, Bastian likes to give Sprocket a hug.
Okay.
You gonna give Sprocky a hug? Oh, that's very nice. If I sneeze, Bastian gets my hanky out for me. Hatchoo! Hatchoo! Oh, thank you very much. Very
Wait,
good.
there's more.
How many? That's right. How many? That's right. How many?
And that's not all.
Sprocky, sleep. Sleep. Quick, sleep.
Meanwhile, some hotly contested events take centre stage. First up, the waggiest tail. Then a familiar face in the prettiest bitch competition.
Just point her to the front so everyone can see. Well, very, very good.
The competition is fierce.
And she had a special bath for it?
Yes, she did.
She
Go to
did.
the day spa.
No, she went to the day spa. My goodness.
But there can only be one winner.
Gypsy's our prettiest.
So what do you guys think of Gypsy now?
Oh, she's a ledge.
Were you surprised?
Very surprised. They're all beautiful dogs. So you're just lucky today, aren't you?
Second.
We'll buy a Tats Lotto ticket next week.
At the end of the inaugural Big Dog Day Out, it's hard to know who's had more fun, the owners or their doggy pals.
Come, let's go.
Honey, go.
You won't have to walk in tonight, love. I think she'll sleep quite well.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny Dusek from Bondi Vet. If you love our show and want to see more, plus some amazing content about pets and how to care for them, hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you on our next video.